We were talking about Prokofiev. Without a doubt, one of my most influential composers ever is Peter and the Wolf. Unfortunately, I don't think there's anything. I think the original Peter and the Wolf might not be. I don't think so. Do you guys remember it, for those of you that were born in the 1900s?
Each character in this story is represented by a different instrument. The bird by the flute. The duck by the oboe.
Ah, this is bringing such memories back for me.
The cat by the clarinet.
And what you're listening to are their motifs. Each character motif.
By the bassoon.
Of course.
The wolf is represented by three hideous, nasty, ugly, smelly French horn.
Oh, those French horn players.
Scary. Peter is represented by the strings of the orchestra.
Oh my God, I'm turning back to like 8 years old right now.
Are represented by the timpani and the big bass drum. And so, if you're sitting comfortably and you're all relaxed,
I hope he's going to narrate this.
Once upon a time, early one morning, Peter opened the gate and went out into the big green meadow.
God, those arrangements. Ugh. Little Debussy there in the violins. It's like him playing around and looking around, being mischievous or mysterious.
On a branch of a big tree sat a little bird, Peter's friend. All is quiet, chirped the bird gaily.
Hear a little bit of that harp? Love that with the oboe. So now they're coming together, Peter and the bird. composer needs to learn this and love it and absorb in these arrangements. It's such a baseline.
Just then, a duck came waddling around. She was glad that Peter had not closed the gate and decided to take a nice swim in the deep pond in the meadow.
The supporting arrangements are so... You can imagine the duck swimming around and just looking and... So can you imagine the story in your mind unfolding? Peter's out there and the bird and the duck is just...
Seeing the duck,
together.
The little bird flew down upon the grass, settled next to her, and shrugged his shoulders.
The conductor, the composer.
What kind
Perfectly
of bird
animated.
are you if you can't fly, he said. The duck replied, "What kind of bird are you if you can't swim?" and dived into the pond.
Oof, beautiful there. So in your mind, this back and forth with the duck and the bird, swimming and diving, and the bird is just looking around and...
They argued and argued, the duck swimming in the pond, the little bird hopping along the shore.
The bounciness of the ostinato and stuff like that. Like even she's having a blast playing it. I love that.
Suddenly, something caught Peter's eye. He saw a cat crawling through the long grass.
Uh-oh. Very mischievous, yeah? Little cat's like, Excuse me.
The cat thought, the bird is busy arguing. I'll just grab her.
Remember I told you, mischief.
Stealthily, she crept towards him on her velvet paws.
And using the pizzicato and stuff like that to kind of be that, use that a lot in cartoons back in the 60s, back in the 1900s when they had cartoons.
Look out, said Peter, and the bird immediately flew up into the tree.
Yeah, this is 1936. Prokofiev wrote this.
While the duck quacked angrily at the cat.
Double forte and the spiccato.
The
Right?
pond. The cat walked around and around the tree and thought, is it worth climbing up so high? By the time I get there, the bird will have flown away.
This conductor, and he's just phenomenal. Epic grandpa skills for sure.
Grandfather came out. He was angry because Peter had gone out into the meadow.
Comes Grandpa.
It is a very dangerous place, he said.
I don't know, Grandpa got
If
Scottish
a
in
wolf
this. I don't know
come
how.
out in the forest, what would you do?
So you hear the callback and the motifs of each one of these characters that were established at the beginning. That's what's brilliant about this. I used to read the score on this just endless when I was a kid. The descending there of the violas and cello.
But Peter paid no attention to his grandfather's words. Boys like him are not afraid of wolves.
This is such a great arrangement here. So, kind of defiant-ish.
But grandfather took Peter by the hand, he locked the gate, and he led him home.
So brilliant. These melodies, they don't leave you guessing on whose character's in charge of the arrangement. And the beautiful support of these arrangements behind it. And now he's giving his Peter a little bit of a... You can tell I still remember
But no
this.
sooner had Peter left the forest than a big grey wolf did come into the meadow.
Dark, sinister, hideous. How many times have we heard horns like this throughout cinema? This is the birth of this style here. That's why every composer needs to study the score. Totally underwater, very Darth Vader, very...
In a twinkling, the cat climbed up the tree.
The little anticipation thing, I love that. I forgot about that in the arrangement. God, I wish I had the score in front of me.
The duck quacked, but in her excitement, she jumped out of the pond.
The ostinato gives you a little bit of that sense of urgency and the running around.
But no matter how fast the duck tried to run, she couldn't escape the wolf. It was getting nearer and nearer, catching up with her.
And your dog, Toto, too. I'm sorry. Wrong score.
And then he got her, and with one swallowed her.
What the duck is going on here? You thought you were faster than me? A little bit of sadness now we're going to pull here in the score. Bird flying around, very sad, looking down at the duck. Beautiful answer, the dynamics between the tones of the oboe and the clarinet with this pull in the melody here.
And now, this is how things stood. The cat was sitting on one branch.
That was a dissonant little line there that the
bird
double basses were playing
on
there.
another. Not too close to the cat. And the wolf walked round and round the tree, looking up at them with greedy eyes.
French horns, there we go. You know, there's an odd regal harmony that's happening in there, which is very unique for a Sinister style. Heavy character. This is written in 1936, I guess. Can you see how this is kind of like the footprint of that heinous, dark tone?
In the meantime, Peter stood behind the closed gate without the slightest fear, watching all that was going on. He ran home, got a strong rope, and climbed the big stone wall. One of the branches of the tree around which the wolf was walking stretched out over the wall.
Did you notice when they came in with Peter's theme, it was a lower tone because it was a little mischievous. Da, 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 da.
Grabbing hold of the branch, Peter lightly climbed over onto the tree. Peter said to the bird, "Fly down and circle around the wolf's head. Only please take care that he doesn't catch you."
Did you hear how the flute picked up the melody of Peter?
The bird almost touched the wolf's head with his wings, while the wolf snapped angrily at him from this side and that.
Snap, snap. And the birds are flying around going, "Yeah, you suck."
How the bird did worry the wolf, how the wolf wanted to catch him. But the bird was cleverer than the wolf, and the wolf simply couldn't do anything about it.
He was like, great stuff.
Meanwhile, Peter carefully made a lasso and letting it down.
Love the dynamics there, guys. So important.
He caught the wolf by the tail and pulled with all his might. Feeling himself caught, the wolf struggled wildly, trying to get loose.
I love how they get the rip tone to the trombone with the struggle of the wolf. And those French horns were all in unison right there.
But Peter
There was no harmony
tied
in that
the other end
flex.
of the rope to the tree. And the wolf's jumping only made the rope around his tail tighter and tighter. Just then,
Peter cried. Okay.
the hunters came out of the woods.
I love when we have shots of the
Following
orchestra
the
just having the
wolf's
best time ever.
trail
So
and
magical.
shooting as they went.
Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, what a brilliant part of this. Marching in with the run.
But Peter, sitting in the tree, said, "Don't shoot.
This guy's great.
Birdie and I have caught the wolf. Now help us take him to the zoo."
Oh my God, I love this so much. See, everybody's in on taking him to the zoo except for the duck because he ate the duck, right?
And there, just imagine the triumphant procession. Peter at the head.
Very proud here, taking the wolf to the zoo. So leaving every everybody except for the duck, all the instruments are in that represent the separate characters, but they're playing Peter's theme because they're all in step with him. At least that's the way I felt it when I was reading the score when I was a kid back in the 60s.
And after Peter, the hunters leading the wolf.
Probably looking to the wolf is all struggling and just mad and puffy. Oh yeah, we're taking you to the zoo,
And winding up the procession, Grandfather and the cat. Grandfather tossed his head discontentedly. Well, and if Peter had ne'er caught the wolf, what then?
I like that, how they bring it in. Two conversations that happen. So you can imagine Peter in the front marching, and everybody's in line, and the wolf is going to the zoo.
Above them flew little birdie, chirping merrily. My, what brave fellows we are, Peter and I. Look what we have caught.
Delicate dynamics there.
You listen very carefully. You can hear the duck quacking inside the wolf.
Watch how they construct this with the music.
Because the wolf, in his hurry, had swallowed her alive.
See, by using the instrumentation they have right now, there's this little line of hopefulness in life. Notice they didn't use the clarinet. There's no two ways about it. Every composer who wants a cinema future in composing, not that we know where the cinematic style of composition is going to go from 2026 on, how many movies are going to want this style. But when I was a kid, and my dad, I don't know why my dad had the whole score. Well, he's my dad, right? He's a composer and everything. And so when I picked up the album, and read the music with the album and the words, it painted an indelible part of my soundtrack to life. But not knowing I was going to end up being a composer, or now like a decomposer, did I realize the impact and the strategies that I was learning from listening to Prokofiev's arrangements was going to have on me in my arrangement journey. And, you know, I think one of the most important things for us who are gamers, and I consider myself that now, even though I'm still at that chill level, is when we talk about the motifs and stuff like that in video games, when composers will take that and turn it around and reshape it with a different instrument or a different energy or something like that. But in my opinion, if you're gonna dive into something like this, in this style of arrangement, composition and all that, how many different movie scores can you hear bits and pieces of this? Like, how many of our genius composers now, from John Williams to whomever, Danny Elfman, it doesn't matter who, at one point I guarantee has rinsed themselves in Peter and the Wolf. At some point. You know, and if you really sit down and you study the score on that, it's just such a piece of wonderful work, where you also have this weaving in of instrumentation changes, supporting, let's say, the motif of the character Peter, which was established with strings first, right? With a high arrangement as well. There was times where that same arrangement was played by the reeds while the strings were handling something different to get across a different emotion. So there's so many complexities to that arrangement. Just for myself, and how we even got on the subject matter is, I think it was Robo Gorbachev, or was it Rotten Soundgarden, had said, what are some of my more impactful tracks that have impacted my life? Peter and the Wolf, full stop, was the #1 biggest. So this got to be 1967, I heard it. What was I, 7? That had such an amazing impact on my life. I didn't know I was going to be an arranger or composer. But in the back of my mind, as I journeyed through the music industry, I realized that I would go, da, 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 you know what I'm saying, when it came to arrangements. So that's what that brought in. Oh my goodness, I was choking. And it wasn't on Quado either, because Quado ain't around. Okay, so I'm going to just continue on. Since Rotten Soundgarden brought it up, I want to bring up another song that I think was in a completely different part of my life. Now we're talking the 80s. That I thought was just so tremendously well written that you cannot not love the track in some form or shape. So let's go with, speaking of which, here we go. This is another very powerful track for me. This was very progressive in its composition, using the arrangement, the tones he used and stuff. This was huge for me. Plus, I love the triangle. Also, the intervals in the melody are just beautiful, especially here. Soft head voice.
All my instincts, they return. The grand facade so soon will burn. Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside.
Sorry, it's one of the most impactful bridges ever.
Your eyes. light the heat. I am complete. See the doorway. The thousand churches. Resolution.
The bass, that slide in the bass is such important.
Oh, I see the light.
But even that arpeggiation.
Oh, I wanna be that complete. I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes.
Such great dynamics in this, just pulling you in and out.
Love,
And that little triangle, just hold it up for us.
so much pain, so much wasted, and this moment.
Little bit of a reggae touch with this.
I get so tired, working so hard for our survival. I look to the time with you to keep me awake and alive. And all my instincts, they return, and the grand facade so soon will
What a
burn.
great bridge, man. Jeez.
Without a noise, without my pride, I reach out from the inside.
I know, Almond. That's one of the beautiful hidden magical gems of this track is the drumming.
In your eyes, in your eyes,
And even that snare pattern has impacted me so much in my writing.
the heat. I see the doorway, the thousand churches, the resolution of all the fruitless searches.
I don't know if I can make him out of the
Oh, I
rototones.
see the light and the heat.
And then the way he
Oh,
produces this
I
to
wanna
build
be that complete.
as this sail away ending.
I wanna touch the light, the heat I see in your eyes. In your eyes. In your eyes. In your eyes.
Wow, it's a chicken skin moment where it all comes together. Nothing like this ever existed before this track in this capacity and production. Absolutely amazing. Just sneaks it up at the end. You ready? So yeah, this was another track that without a doubt had a magical impact on me. Remember, I'm only playing songs that are more contemporary pop songs because I think I've talked a lot about the rock songs that influenced me and stuff. But these are the things that really play to the harmonies and the emotional arrangements and construction of songs that I've just gone, fudge. This is insane. Here's another one I'll play you guys since you're on this journey with me. I know it's probably one of the most simplest songs, and but when it came out, there was just something about the back and forth and the pulling, and of course you guys know that I'm a suspended second, fourth, ninth kind of nut, and I know this is probably going to come as an oddity for a lot of you, because as an artist I never followed him. But when I heard this track on the radio, I think I pulled over. I go, wow. Just the simplicity and the power of the track. And I just, this song's going to be huge. And so here we go. This was the song, what's it called? Here we go. This one here, Father Figure by Michael Jackson. And I think it had to do with the drums that off, you know, the way it was programmed. And I think this was like very Phrygian-ish, right? Right, Alman? And also the trick use of the gate delay into the stereo split.
That's all I wanted. Something special, something sacred in your eyes. For just one moment, to be bold and naked.
And I think it was also because of the smokiness of his voice. So do you notice everything has got a second in there? Or is that a fourth? A fourth? All the chord changes, it's got a fourth in there, so it's totally unresolved. Does that play, Alman?
That's all you wanted. Something special, something sacred in your life.
Remember I said it was very simple, but the fact that they hung on those unresolved 2, 4, and 9s.
Sometimes I think that you never understand me. But something tells me together we'll be happy. Oh, baby. I will be your father, baby. Put your tiny hand in mine. I will be your preacher, teaching anything you have in mind. I will be your father, baby. I have had enough of crying. I will be the one who loves you till the end of time.
Also, what I will say is when this came out, when we hear that snap stereo image delay, so it's a gated slap with the delay return, that's right on the heels of when Prince did, what was it called? When Doves Cry. There was something odd going on there. Who did that first? I think this was off his first album, 19 Sig.
This time I think that my lover understands me. If we have faith in each other, then we can be strong, baby. I will be your father, baby. Put your tiny hand in mine. I will be your preacher, teaching anything you had to try. I will be your father, baby. I have had enough of crying. I will be the one who loves you till the end of time. If you are the day,
Remember, the song and the structure itself was very simple.
if you ever,
It's just the voicings of all the pad works always had that constant sustain in there.
whatever you ask for, that's what I'll be. So when you remember the ones who have lied, who said that they cared but then laughed as you cried, beautiful darling, don't think of me because all I ever wanted.
And I think I was really stoked on having a little acoustic guitar at the end.
It's in your eyes, baby, and love can't lie, no. Read me with the eyes of a child. My love is always telling me so. His blood is a kiss and a smile.
He had to work pretty hard in this video because we know that he went.
Hold on, and I won't let you go, my baby. I will be your father, baby. Put your tiny hand in mine. I will be your preacher, teacher, everything you have. I will be your father, baby. And I have had enough of crime, so I am gonna love you
was only relying on bass line, very synthy bass line, and that pad, but that piano line was very important. Yeah, man, that was a big song for me to listen to. I wasn't really down for, the Wham thing and everything that was happening during the MTV era and stuff like that. I didn't follow Wham. But there's just something about that made me take notice, and I think it was because of the unique use of the chords that were being played on the synth pad, constantly hovering on those unresolved, beautiful notes that was like going, wow, that's pretty cool beans, man. And so in my careers as a composer, arranger, orchestrator, whatever you want to call whatever I did for 40 some odd years plus, I really moved more towards, I wanted to always cause tension, stress from beauty stress or negative stress, and it was always by hanging out one of those notes and then how I would resolve it, right? So especially the fourth. The fourth you can mess around with. That's where you can really get heavy, whether you fourth resolved to major, fourth resolved to minor, kind of things. So, yeah. And then, what other song did I really get impacted by? Oh, I know what song. Here was another one. Now, I'm riffing off of my NyQuil. Seal did a song. Oh, yeah, this one right here, Kiss from a Rose. Don't ask me why, but for some reason, Kiss from a Rose was another track that I was like, oh, this is badass. I think it was because of the vocal arrangements. I was and the melody had a wonderful.
There used to be a gray tower alone on the sea.
That's what I'm looking for.
You became the light on the dark side of me.
Intervals.
Love remains a drug that's the high and not the pill. But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become
This is when they were taking chances. These songs that stuck out for me were songs that were taking chances.
Baby, I can pay you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. And now that your roses,
Can you kind of catch a consistency on what I'm digging on a personal level? The kind of music?
There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my
That note that hangs out there, that's so badass. Great production.
Baby, to me you're like a grown addiction that I can't deny. Won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby? But did you know that when it snows, my eyes become a lot and the light that you shine can't be seen? Baby, I can pay you to a kiss from a rose.
Great background vocals and those string arrangements, man. Come
The
on.
more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose
Great
is
production.
bloom, a light hits the gloom on the grave.
Poor Val. I loved him as an actor, man.
I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave.
Great turnaround section.
Kissed by a rose on the grave. I've been kissed by a rose on the grave. There is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say. You remain my power, my
Such a
pleasure,
brilliant
my
melody there with that
pain.
interval.
To me, you're like a grown addiction conviction that I can't deny. Now won't you tell me, is that healthy, baby?
Spot on, negative.
Did you know that when it snows, my eyes
So much
become a
counterpoint
large
there, so
and
tasteful.
light that you shine can't be seen. Baby, I can feel you to a kiss from a rose on the green. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the gloom on the green.
Oh, that's a empty fade there. I don't know why. So anyhow, can you kind of see a theme? What are we supposed to do for Square Meal, SB? So can you hear a theme in what are my favorite? What is really involved in what I really enjoy listening to, from Peter and the Wolf to all these other tracks that I've been going through. There's a very unique thing that I'm just really, I think it plays into my ADHD or whatever it is, where I have a lot of counterpoint, counter rhythm, very unique answer back arrangements and stuff like that are so paramount. The info box, what does that mean? I'm not too sure what that is, SB. So yeah, that I'm kind of threading it together. Now I'm gonna play one more track and then I got to go because I'm feeling like I think I've kept my fever's spiking again. So give me a second here. So under the video, song, title, and artist, the info box. Are you talking about the description area of the video? Thanks, Sig. Oh, are you asking me to read it from this, from the seal? To read what it is here? I'll just bring it up. I'll open it up here. If that's what you're asking. No, that's not it? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time following for some reason. Right? Really? Is it really hard? I need more cowbell. You're right. Good call, DR. The track, the artist details. Oh. The artist details. No, it just says Seal, which is the name of the artist. And if I'm not getting it, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just Bobo right now. Ugh. Oh, turning on the box. Oh, gosh. Okay, just sorry, guys. You mean the now playing. Refresh. And there. That. I'm sorry, Square Meal. That's just me. There we go. All right. I'm going to do one more song, and then I got to dip out because my chest is really starting to fry a bit. This song... Well, no, I'm going to do two. I have to do two because if I don't end with the one that just came to mind, I'm an idiot. So two more songs from my personal journey through more contemporary music. Not metal, not rock, not pop metal, nothing. This track was a very important track to me in understanding that things don't have to have a particular structure in songwriting or in composition, that you can make it move around a little more, and there isn't a discernible place or point where something repeats as long as it works. And this one right here, is a very powerful, oh, it's over. So listen to this song and how it's constructed. Okay, and the chord changes and the movement of the chord changes. Listen to the lyrics. I'm sorry, listen to the lyrics are great. Listen to the melody and listen to how these chord structures are. When you're thinking of a song, these guys took it to another level. So here we go. For me, in my journey, I was like, all right. I may have played this once before on the stream.
I won't be here when you come home.
understand, forgive me if you can.
Unique chord change, another one here.
But I can see another road, and I ain't coming back. Don't look for me around this town.
Even that little harmonica right there is beautiful.
So far away, you'll never find me anywhere. And I won't take no souvenirs, no perfume,
And he's an amazing bass player, this lead singer.
because it's over.
I love that part of the arrangement. It's always great.
Coming back. You gave me everything, and now I'm
There's another brilliant bridge, but the hook isn't what it's going to be what you think it is.
You know that I don't need to tear your world apart.
So that was the hook, but it kind of led you back into this vibe, which is a hook in of itself.
I would never leave if I thought you couldn't stand the pain. A letter in the hall is written on the wall. A letter with
It's a harsh breakup song, though.
because it's over. Because it's over, and I ain't coming back. And as I close the door, I know I'm breaking your heart.
Yeah, that is Mark King. Agree, negative. Now listen to what they do here. God, that old synthy sound, that swelling synth. Just let you glide. There's Mark with his bass. You know he's got to get some colors in there.
As I walk into the lonely afternoon, I feel sad enough.
Steel string style kind of voluming on the guitar.
I know the times when you are lonely where
Oh,
you
boom, 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 boom.
are. Please don't hate me then. I just could not pretend. No, no. Feel the tears. I can feel the tears running through the years.
That's that steel stringy vibe right there with the guitars is so badass. So this was level 42. It's over. This made a huge impact on me as far as really listening, enjoying the possible paths that you could take with chord changes. Very, very, if I do say my damn self, very music theory oriented in its construction. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to guess that if Mark wrote this or whoever wrote this was really entrenched in an atmosphere and environment where there was a lot of chord changes, you know, with melody and stuff. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of musicians that start off with a really good jazz bass or you know, not bass, but he's a great bass player anyhow, if you know. But I'm talking about bass line. Jazz and a jazzy style composition, but then in order to make it in a contemporary pop world, you got to limit your changes to a certain point, right? So that it becomes palatable to the pure listener. I like to call him. I don't ever say average listener, so I'm the pure listener, who has a lot more of a less sensitive palate, let's just say. And so the nuances are something that you lightly brush stroke on. If somebody who's a new listener to music and starting to get things, and then you bring on something like this, you go, wow, that's taking me away from my path of what I think a song is going to be. You know, a little intro, a verse, maybe a pre-chorus and a chorus intro. And this gets to meander around. So definitely steeped in a deeper musical knowledge, I think. Super slick and smooth, totally. Okay, now, I told you I had one more song that I want to bring up. From him as an artist, or the band, without a doubt, The Police and Sting has been probably one of my most powerful influences, from the power of just keep it simple and lock it down. Like from a lot of songs like Brigada Mandata, a lot of that stuff was just lock it in and just make it go. Stuart Copeland, this is one of those magical three musicians. It's just like Zeppelin, except they had a lead singer there, which made it four. But, this is one of those magical come-togethers of musicians that I think really impacted tons of people. Musicians, melody, pushing those limits, very much kind of a level 42 thing. Where do you push these things? How do you make it work and fit? So many great songs there, but I have to say, when I heard the Portuguese version of, and I emphasize that because remember in the past you've heard me talk about when I listen to other singers from other parts of the world sing their songs, and because of the language and the vowels, the shape of the words, and that we're not privy to as English speakers, and you start to hear these very unique nuances and stuff like that, I think it's very magical. So when Sting did Como de la Sol, I think, is that how they cut? Como, was that it? De la Sol from Sting? I don't know if that's the name of the album. I'm sure it's going to help me there. Thank you. Nada como el sol. Now I've got to find the right one though. Which was the one? Not Fragile. Fragile was brilliant. Oh my God, I gotta be. No, I don't know. No, I can't freaking remember. I think it is. I'm not sure. Let me see. I just check it out.
Money wins.
Yeah, this is it. Thank you very much. Here we go. Come on, guys. Let's go. This is the one.
The cards as a meditation, and those he plays never suspect. He doesn't play for the money he wins. He doesn't play for respect. He deals the cards to find the answer, the sacred geometry of chance, the hidden law of a probable outcome. The numbers lead a dance.
Master of melody, master of arrangements.
I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. He may play the jack of diamonds, he may lay the queen of spades, he may conceal a king.
I want to pull back shot of watching him play the guitar. Come on.
While the memory of it fades. the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds mean money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart. If I told her that I loved you, you'd maybe think there's something wrong. I'm not a man with too many faces. The mask I wear is one.
What's magical about this is that his melody is kind of subdued compared to a lot of his other melodies. It's the arrangements, it's that guitar, it's those chord changes.
And find out to their cost, like those who curse their luck in too many places, or those who fear are lost. I know that the spades are the swords of a soldier. I know that the clubs are weapons of war. I know that diamonds mean money for this art, but that's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart. That's not the shape of my heart.
Oh, I was expecting the change happened earlier. Yes, whoops, sorry. So yeah, that was a quick journey of some of my favorite off the top of my head. You know, a lot of it has to do with nostalgia. You know, in the 90s, I was pretty aloof. I didn't listen to anything. That's when I actually shifted gears from a lot of this very beautiful melodic works, if you would, even though through the 90s, you know, Sting still accelerated. A lot of bands did some great works. That's when I started drifting into more of the alternative rock metal stuff. And I was finding, here's the unique thing behind this. I really didn't care about rock through the 80s. I'm sorry. You guys know me like that. I'm just not, you know. It had to have something that pulled me in. You could tell by my music selection that I like intricate voicings, melodic intervals that are very far out and reaching. That comes from a lot from my uncle. You know, when my uncle used to come into my dad's studio and write music and stuff, my uncle's work is very melodic, but also wide intervallic, you know, movements. Part of my influence. But what I will say is that what I was starting to hear in rock started with alternative rock because of songs like Jeremy from Pearl Jam and other songs from Soundgarden and other songs that were from Stone Temple Pilots that were bringing in some of these elements of these chords that had the essence of playing around with the seconds, the fourths, the ninths, the resolving of notes and melodies and stuff. I was going, hey, that's pretty interesting. You know, I mean, for me, I could care less about, like there were things about Nirvana I thought that were really great and catchy. I was going, oh, this is catchy, man. I like that. I thought it was just kind of commercial glitchy at the second, and then I go, wow, this is great stuff. But it's when I heard like Pearl Jam's Jeremy, I was like, whoa, wait a second. Jeremy spoke in class, but then they resolved the chord change into that into a major third. I was like, oh, some cleverness going on here. I liking. And then they stayed on that path of, you know, and then as Korn started creeping in, it started really entangling myself in the web of percussive arrangements. The drums, the bass sound of Korn, and the uniqueness percussively that they were taking these different chances. Even some of the songs from Chili Pepper, you know, pumping in a little bit more of that funk into the darkness with some metal and hybridizing. You know, that was that 90s move that started making me go, huh? What are they doing out there? Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, you know? So, you know, that's kind of how I kind of got through the 90s, you know, as far as listening to stuff. But then I lost my shit in the mid-90s because I started writing music for other people. And I'm not listening to music on the outside because now I'm a composer. I've got a job. I've got to write music for people. Not poo-pooing it, but I have to dig into my own trenches. As a matter of fact, one of the first big jobs I got as a co-writer for a few cartoon, I can't say the who and the what because it's a contract for, you know, not allowed to divulge when I did what I did, kind of bullshit. But that, as a matter of fact, the influence for all the music I wrote for those 2 episodes was from Prokofiev and other things that I've done in other cartoon things and animation before that. So, you know, I started breaking in and still using my stuff, but that's where I lost my ear to the public soundscape, you know. Anyhow, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. What started off as a video for me just futzing around with lyrics and my ukulele. Oh, the humans have a world, A-I-A-I-O. Turned into just a journey. I think Rotten Soundgarden sparked it for me.